All right, so today's video, I'm gonna be going through a pretty basic technique for escaping out of contact. This is a night fight, pro fight-ish technique. It does work in ACS sword and shield duels because you can shield punch. You can also post with the shield as opposed to a full punch. I'll do it as a punch. The technique is basically working on angles, about disengaging from in a fight at an angle out. I tend to be a very linear fighter, so something I'm working on is trying to attack from angles, but also trying to move out of contact from angles. So you can do this move from various different combos, from different ways. I'm gonna do a very standard one, an onside, offside to begin, as that I'm engaged with my opponent. And then we're gonna do a punch and then a disengage. So basically, and I've got Tommy here, my son, who's gonna be practicing on his own pell. But basically, it's gonna be getting in your stance. And again, reminder, I'm a lefty, so you flip it if you're a righty. But you're throwing it onside and offside, stepping into the punch, and then you're disengaging at an angle with the final strike, right? And you can throw a strike down, you can throw a strike low. I prefer just to kind of snap it off the shoulder. It doesn't have to be that. It could be, we're doing onside, offside, punch, step out. But again, instead of fighting from that linear step, I'm now moving off at that angle, and I can either continue to circle my opponent, reset, whatever I want. You can do it from different combos. You can just throw the offside, the snap, offside snap. Then you're gonna hit that and step out. Point being, again, that punch isn't really about landing it. You could throw it into the shield or the sword. It's about keeping your opponent occupied so you can move out of contact. That last shot isn't really about getting the point either. Maybe you get it, but it's also, again, keeping occupied as you disengage. Ideally, I'm coming in, I'm getting a couple points somehow, either a couple onsides, an onside, offside. I'm throwing that punch to keep them distracted, and then I'm throwing that shot to get out, reset. Now I'm up in the fight. And that gives me the ability to either get more points if it's a duel situation, be leading. If it's a pro fight, as far as owning and controlling the situation. So we're gonna practice that today. I haven't done a video on just basic technique stuff in a while. And we're just gonna run through it a few times and then talk through anything after we've kind of done the pell work. You wanna do it with me, Tommy? Sure. All right. So coming up, I'm gonna do it one time slow on here. I'm gonna throw an onside, offside, punch, and I'm stepping out at that angle, right? So same thing, onside, offside, punch, step out. And you can do it either foot forward, so I was doing it with sword foot back. So onside, offside, and I punch, I'm just kind of leaning in and stepping out at the angle. I can also do it sword foot forward, which is how I normally fight a lot of duels. So I'm gonna throw onside, offside, step into the punch, strike out. All right, let's do a bunch, Tom, you and me. And again, what I'm focusing on most more than anything is making sure as I leave the engagement, I'm leaving at that 45. So I can always throw a punch and hop straight back out. That's an option too. If you're trying to change the dynamic of fight, try to change the angles, you want to make sure you're leaving at that different angle. Make sure to practice from whatever stance you're going to use the most, but also alternate ones. So I'm fighting more of an open A stance here. So like this. As a lefty, I often cheat my shield over here a little bit. Shots are generally coming from this side. So I'm going to practice my shield from there too. Stepping across that punch and out, right? So just practice whatever stances you're going to be using. But I find this to be a pretty good technique for helping to move out at angles. We can do another video later on moving out the other side. So right now we're moving out shield side, but just keep practicing. One last thing I'll add, depending on your league and your rules, like I said, you may not be able to throw a shield punch in a duel, but I believe you're allowed to post with a shield. So you could do the same motion where you're just leaning that shield on him. You're not driving it, you're not punching, you're just holding it against the chest. And that way you're keeping that distance so you can throw that shot on the way out. So not as effective as a shield punch, but still. Good job, Tom. All right, so that's the drill. Any questions, let me know. Any variations you'd like to see, let me know. Get on the Woodchuck night. Check out my Facebook page, follow me there. Check out the link below for my merch store for new shirts and t-shirts we just posted up. Thank you, Tommy, for coming and joining me today for training. We'll do some more of this pell work off camera, but I appreciate it. Thanks for following. Have a great day.